Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Drew Creekmur and I'm the Director of Financial Services here at Creekmur Wealth. And in today's 5-Minute Finances, I want to talk about National Financial Wellness Month. As we start out this new year, it's always a great time to revisit your big picture financial goals and your dreams and do a bit of a deep dive into how you're doing financially. And if you're like me, it's so easy sometimes to just keep putting things off and kicking the can down the road because life's busy, right? We all have things going on. There's a lot that we want to do and accomplish. But what I would encourage you all to do, set aside a day, maybe a Saturday upcoming, and say, hey, I just want to take a recap look at what my financial life looks like today. And the first and foremost thing that I would encourage you all to do, number one, establish a balance sheet. List out all of your assets and liabilities that you have. Your cash savings, your investment accounts like a 401k or a 403b. Maybe you have an IRA or Roth IRA. List everything out so you have a good idea where you stand today. And then take a look at your liabilities. Maybe you have student loans. Maybe you have a mortgage on your home or a car payment. List all that out. And then subtract your assets from your liability to get your starting net worth for this calendar year. Once you've established that, then move over to your cash flow statement. If you have the ability to do so, you have a tracking tool like a Quicken or a number of other apps that are out there, you're able to take a look at the last year and see what major categories you were spending your finances on. At that point in time, once you have your cash flow statement and you have your balance sheet, then it's time to take a step back and say, hey, what are the big picture goals and dreams that we're looking to accomplish in the year ahead? What I would encourage you to do, we all know we need to save for retirement. We also need to recognize that sometimes we have short-term or intermediate-term goals that we also need to factor into our financial plans. And so while it's important to make sure that you're contributing to your 401k or your 403b to get the full employer match, it's also important to recognize that you need to have a plan for those short and intermediate-term goals. And the only way to understand what you need to do to get to where you want to go is to have a good idea of your numbers. And so that's why understanding your balance sheet and your cash flow statement is incredibly important. What I would encourage you all to do, once you know those numbers, make sure when you're looking at your expenses, you have a good idea of what are you spending the vast majority of your money on. If you're saving north of 10%, that's a great spot to be. But if you're saving less than 10% towards your savings account or your retirement plan or IRA, well, you really need to start considering what can I do to bump that number up. I was just talking with a client yesterday, and he was talking about his upcoming annual raise. And he was saying, what's something I can do to start saving more money? And I love this idea of a 1% annual increase. If you get an annual raise, every single year, increase your contribution to your 401k by just 1%. And while that may not seem like a big deal, you won't really recognize that impact in your cash flow. Over time, a simple 1% increase every single year is going to start compounding to much greater and greater numbers. At the end of the day, this is the National Financial Wellness Month for a reason. It's important that we all take some time to, just like our health, to take a look at your financial health as well. And understanding your numbers is the most critical point. If you have any questions, when you're looking at your cash flow statement, or you're saying, well, hey, I have a negative net worth right now, or my net worth really didn't grow year over year, and you'd like to have a deeper conversation, I would encourage you to reach out to a trusted advisor. Here at Creekmur Wealth, we've developed a blueprint and cornerstone financial planning program that seeks to help our clients really build a strong financial foundation. And it goes back to understanding your cash flow and understanding your balance sheet, and then your big picture financial goals and dreams. I would encourage you all, get in touch if you have any questions. We have a team of wonderful advisors who work with clients just like you every single day. Thanks for the time, and we'll talk to you all soon.